You should be all set, Mr. Charles.
There we go. Well, welcome back, everybody, for this week's edition of TTN5, the greatest transition team news out there. Here's our news 5 at a glance. We do have Chef's Corner from Mr. Terrence, and he's going to be reporting from afar. He's actually out of town right now. So he recorded a nice video for us. We'll be able to enjoy that. Hear all about his adventures. I believe is in New Orleans right now. Then we have local events and sports put together by Mr. Eric. I'll be covering that today, as well as our normal weather broadcast. And then we'll move right along to our awesome spotlights from Miss Cassie, and we'll wrap everything up with pop culture and this day in history with Miss Ashley. Always has some interesting facts to tell us about. So for Mr. Terrence, if you're enjoying this from home, be sure to get your ABC cards ready because he's going to have some riveting questions for us. Yep, looks like he is in New Orleans right now. And he will be back soon. Look at all this delicious food he has pictured down here. I know we just had lunch, but, I could probably sit down and eat some of these here. Let's see what Mr. Terrence has to say.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Chef's Corner. I'm Terrence. I'm not here today, so I'm sending you this video to keep up with all things Chef's Corner related. Let's move on to the next slide. Remember, get your ABC cards ready, although they will not be used on the next slide. We'll be using them in a moment. First up, a little housekeeping. We are looking at our transition food challenge coming up, in which case we are basically going to get together as classes. We're going to choose a theme, and this one is fall treats. So each class is going to make a fall treat. And then we are going to have a special guest judge, which in this case is going to be Clarkimus Prime, Clarky Poo. He will be judging all food fall treats on 10/29 was the plan. Not sure if we're sticking with that due to everything going on at the moment. We'll find out more about that soon.
And I believe we decided, correct me if I'm wrong, Ashley, that we're not going to do the fall treats. We're going to discuss the food challenge now and just introduce it, let everybody know that this is coming. And we will reintroduce the cooking challenge in December. So jump on Pinterest, check out some ideas. I bet there's some nice holiday treat recipes out there.
And there's our special guest of honor, Mr. Clark. ABC card time. Which one of these is a pumpkin? Which one is a pumpkin? Is it A? Is it B? Or is it C? Get your ABC cards ready. Consult with your teachers and assistant teachers and decide which one of these is a pumpkin.
Okay, looking through our chat here, I'm seeing a B from Miss Denise and Miss Angela. B's from Miss Ashley and Cassie. A B from Miss Margaret and a B from Miss Shanna. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to turn it to Mr. Terrence to find out, but I think you guys might just be right.
This big green thing here above the letter A. This semi-big thing here above letter B, or this various colored item here above letter C. Final chance. If you chose letter B, you are correct. That is a pumpkin, big, bright orange. Cut it open, get yourself some pumpkin seeds out, and if you feel the need to, carve a cool or spooky design into it and set it on your front porch. Today, we're going to look at how to make a pumpkin pie. I have a brief video here to watch. We're going to learn how to do that.
Just saw Mr. Lucas joined us. Hey, Lucas. How are you, buddy?
Hi, Lucas.
Hello.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good.
Sorry we're late.
Sorry
That's
we're
okay.
late.
We missed the last one because we were eating lunch.
Well, you know what? There's priorities in life. I get it.
We have to have our food, huh?
Yeah.
Lucas, it's good to see you. We're just doing our TTN5 where we talk about some different things. Mr. Terrence is telling us right now about he does Chef's Corner, so he's telling us about how to make a pumpkin pie. I will tell you guys, I'm gonna let this video run. I tried it earlier. I don't believe he shared his sound, so we won't be able to hear, but this is how to make a pumpkin pie narrated by Mr. Charles. And she's going to tell us our ingredients here in a moment. Let me move this thing so I can. There we go. Okay, so you need 1 stick of butter and you need it melted. So she's melting it in the microwave. To start off making the pumpkin pie, you need to make the crust. So they're adding some sugar and some vegetable oil, some salt, and you're going to mix it all together till we get a little bit of dough. You mix it with some flour. Got to have a nice deep dish pie plate. And you put your pie crust mixture in there and you're going to pat it down nice and flat. Make sure you get all the edges. That's going to help hold in all of your pie filling. And you got to chill it for 30 minutes. Make sure to cover it up with some plastic wrap. Chill that for 30 minutes in the refrigerator. And while that's chilling, you can go ahead and make your pumpkin pie filling. And to do that, you can preheat your oven to 350 while you're waiting as well. Let's see. Okay, we need some plain pumpkin puree. You can get that in the canned food area, some condensed milk, a few eggs, some ground cinnamon and nutmeg, a little bit of salt, and some ground cloves. You mix it all together. Let's see. Got a nice pumpkin spice flavor going on. Lucas, do you like pumpkin pie?
Yes.
Nice. What holiday do they serve pumpkin pie at?
Halloween.
Halloween's coming up. They might have it out of the store. You're right. A lot of times you eat pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving also. It looks like she baked that for, I think it said 30 minutes. And look at that. Serve it with some whipped cream. You got to have the whipped cream on top. And you eat every last bite.
That looks delicious. I must say, pumpkin pie is my favorite kind of pie. Although for my birthdays, I always get a Boston cream pie. Technically, even though it's called a pie, it's really more of a cake, but delicious nonetheless. If you don't feel up to working hard and baking yourself a pie, you can always visit our restaurant review of the week, Grand Traverse Pie, located at 291 North Zeeb Road in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It is 33 miles from the Torrance Center in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Why would you go there instead of making your own? Because you can pick up one of their delicious pumpkin pies. Very good. They have a wide assortment of pies besides pumpkin pie. I believe you can even call and place an order and have it set aside for you. Pick it up. While you're there, if you don't want a pie or if you want something other than a pie, they also make amazing sandwiches. I recommend a French dip. They make a nice au jus you can dip the sandwich in, and they serve it with a bag of chips. Good food nonetheless. So, fun fact about Grand Traverse Pie, it was opened in 1996 by Michigan natives that once lived in San Diego. They tried their hand out there, learned a few things, and moved on back to Michigan and opened up Grand Traverse Pie. And now they have multiple locations around the state, possibly even outside of the state, if I recall correctly. That is it for me. Enjoy the rest of your week. Back to you, Eric.
All right, I will say, has anybody here eaten at Grand Traverse Pie? Because they also have one in Okemos, and it's $2. It's like only a few doors down for where my son does karate. And I'll tell you, on a couple occasions, I've dropped him off for karate, gone and eaten a piece of pie. Miss Ashley said she's had it. It's pretty tasty. They have great food too.
They have really good pumpkin pie, and it's right where Miss Cassie and I like to go get pedicures.
Well, perfect. Treat your feet and treat your bellies. All right, we are going to move right along to local news and local events. Mr. Eric unfortunately was not able to be here today, but he graciously put this together for us. And let's check out on what kind of events are going on in Jackson these days. They have something called the Jaxpo 2021. I clicked on this earlier. It was mostly you can get together with, it's kind of a networking event for professionals. There's also the 8K/5K Oktoberfest run. I'll tell you, I try to walk as little Ks as necessary through my days, but they're usually put together for some great fundraisers. And if you attend, sometimes you'll get a nice race shirt out of it. You might get a medal for completing. And sometimes it's just a fun activity you can get together and do with some friends or with your family. All right. I'm not from Jackson, so I don't know. I've heard people talk about Shipshewana. They have that going on.
Yeah, and that's actually in Indiana.
Okay, in Indiana, not Jackson at all.
Travel one, Mr. Charles.
It's a travel Shipshewana coming to Jackson on October 23rd. That's this weekend. So if you wanna go out and do some shopping this weekend on Ganston Street, they're coming on Saturday and Sunday. It's $5 to get you in, and you can browse and look how many tables they have set up. You know there's going to be something in there you'll find that you like. Probably a lot of somethings. All right, and then Mr. Eric also is our coverage for local sports, and he let us know that boys cross country is having their finals coming up this weekend as well. In the UP, the Lower Peninsula, the following week. Girls cross country football is also in their finals coming up here in November. Girls golf has their finals coming up in a couple weeks. So all the fall sports are really wrapping up in the next few weeks. Boys soccer, girls swimming and diving, boys and girls tennis, and then girls volleyball. So lots of exciting things. I'm not too up with our local high school teams. Hopefully they are in the playoffs at least and making it to some of these extended seasons. Next, we're going to talk about the weather, and I'll do a little professional sport update as well. Lucas, what's the weather like outside today?
Cloudy.
It is kind of cloudy out. Is it warmer day or is it a cooler day?
Warmer day.
You think so? I'm looking at it right now. It's kind of windy. Let's find out. Right now, it is partly cloudy. You're right, buddy. It's only 61 degrees, though. And actually, 61 is the high of what today's get. It's not going to get any warmer than it is right now. It'll definitely get colder because tonight, what's this number, Lucas?
36.
It's going to get down to 36 degrees. That's pretty chilly. You'll have to get out your blankets and cover up tonight. And I think we're at that point in time in our fall that, let me find the daily. Look at these temperatures. The highs are just dropping drastically. Tomorrow, the high's only 52 and then 54. And then over the weekend, 2 days of 50 with some rain. So it's going to be kind of a chilly weekend. Also, with Halloween coming up, there's some scary forecasts up ahead. We'll have to watch this and see what it looks like.
We had beautiful weather here for this weekend, mostly sunny skies and highs in the upper 80s. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, mild.
Uh-oh.
With those temperatures dropping down into the mid 70s. Now we've got some big changes here for the upcoming work week. Starting tomorrow, we're going to have a volcanic eruption right near Charlottesville, and it's going to make things rather toasty across the area. We're going to see lava spill out into central Virginia and make temperatures in Richmond at 350 degrees, Fredericksburg at 345, Charlottesville, the hot spot, at 400. Not as hot off towards the Tidewater. A little bit more comfortable with highs near 100 degrees. The reason why, we're going to have tidal waves moving in ahead of this, a global superstorm developing off towards the Atlantic Ocean. This thing is headed our way, but the key to the forecast, right before this thing makes landfall, it is going to be deflected by Godzilla. Now, a lot can change between now and then. We're looking at the latest data. We'll continue to bring you the very latest. I do want to encourage you, though, that if you ever do see a sleeping coyote, do not wake it. Bad idea. Okay. Here's the forecast. Volcano 350 there for Monday. Global superstorm on Tuesday. We could see maybe about 200 inches of rainfall, wind gusts up to 1,000 miles an hour. Godzilla Wednesday, I'll be honest, I have no idea what's going to happen on that day. After that, though, how about this to finish off the work week? Low humidity, lots of sunshine, with highs in the upper 80s heading into next weekend.
Gotta love that positivity. Even if the work week starts off with a volcano and Godzilla, you can always end off and have a nice sunny weekend. Some professional sports coming up this weekend. Michigan is playing Northwestern. Michigan is ranked 16. Michigan State is off this week, so they didn't have a game. For the NFL, the Detroit Lions are 0-6, and they're playing the Los Angeles Rams, who are 5-1. I don't know. It's not looking great for the Lions. They'll have to pick it up. And then the Bengals. I grew up in Ohio, so I got to put the Bengals on here. The Cincinnati Bengals are playing their conference rivals, the Baltimore Ravens. They're both at the top of their division, and we'll see who comes out on top. Also going on, in the world of baseball, we're almost to the World Series. There's only 4 teams left. For the American League Championship, we have the Boston Red Sox and the Houston Astros. I know they played games last night. I didn't look what the updated series looked like, but they were tied before yesterday, 2-2. And then on the other side of things, the Atlanta Braves playing the Los Angeles Dodgers. So 2 of those 4 teams are going to make it into the World Series. We'll have to keep updated maybe at the next TTN news. And then a quick question for us regarding the weather. With the weather beginning to cool off the way we said, which outfit would be appropriate if you're going to go out for a walk? Is it a thick sweatshirt and jeans? B, your swimsuit? Or C, do you need to put on your winter gear with a hat and scarf and your parka? What do you think?
Yeah.
Lucas, which one would you wear out to go for a walk?
One.
What letter is that?
Hey.
A. Let's see what everybody else says. Think you're on to something. Miss Ashley says A. Miss Cassie says A.
Oh.
Lots of A's across the board. An A from Miss Shanna. Way to go, Lucas. I think you're right. And that wraps it up for the weather and sports. We are going to move it right on along to Spotlight with Mrs. Cassie.
All right. I'm super excited about what we're spotlighting this week because this is located in my hometown. So I grew up in Muskegon, and in Muskegon, there is a park. It's a state park, and in the winter, they have luge and ice skating and cross-country skiing. And in summer, they have a zip line. And so this summer, they got donations, and they figured out how to make a universally accessible zip line. Next slide, please, Mr. Charles. All right, so on their website, they said that adventure is for everyone. They believe adventure is for everyone, regardless of one's abilities. With use of adaptive sports equipment, they were able to provide access to all of their activities to people with varying disabilities. We offer adaptable equipment and accommodations during any reservations or visit at the sports park as needed. And then if Mr. Charles, if you hit that play button, there should be a news story. And there should be a video that plays. There we go. Of course, we have to have the ad first, always.
The experience of thousands of stores at your fingertips.
And that includes things like ziplining. But Chase isn't just like any other 11-year-old.
It just makes me a little sad, but I get over it usually.
Chase has Duchenne muscular dystrophy, a muscle deteriorating disorder, which means he will use a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
He has a great attitude. He probably keeps me going with that, because there's sometimes I'm always like, I need a pity party, or I'm, down in the dumps about it. But his attitude is just so great.
Clear below! That attitude is what inspired Dan Bonner with Muskegon Luge Sports Park to make sure that Chase can tap into his adventurous spirit.
He was our very first universally accessible zipliner. So we definitely had some emotions flowing.
Oh wait, you already did this before.
Dan, along with the rest of the team at Muskegon Luge, installed a universally accessible zip line for anyone who uses a wheelchair.
Brother, do you want me to pick you up or do you want to scooch?
No, you can pick me up.
All right,
You're
ready?
gonna have to.
1, 2, 3. We have had a lot of people that have come out here that use a wheelchair that have said they have asked all around and they cannot find one that is universally accessible.
A quick ATV ride up to the zip line, along with an intricate pulley system.
Oh, you're right there. Wow.
I'm right here.
And Chase is on his way.
What side, clear? I think our community is finally.
That's where it cut off, but that's pretty awesome.
All right, thank you. If we go to the next slide, I have a question for you. So if you have your yes, no cards ready, would you take a ride on the line? Yes?
Yes.
No. Oh, Lucas was quick to
No.
answer. He said yes. You want to yes or no? What do you think? You gonna ride?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. And I say yes too. We have a little zip line at my house that my boys we like to ride on. It's fun. All right, thank you.
Look, Mike, it's that time. Pop culture. This time in history with Miss Ashley. What do you have for us today, Miss Ashley?
Really not an updated museum, but today we are going to start off with some news articles from the past. If you'll click to the next slide, Mr. Charles. So, this is history of 1879. Thomas Edison demonstrated his electric lamp after 14 months of testing. And this is important because it was one of the first steps for us having the lights that we have all around us in our house, in our school, everywhere. Because before that, they only had gas lights and those weren't very bright. Our next picture towards the bottom, in 1959, the Guggenheim Museum opened in Manhattan. And it's a famous art museum designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, who is a very famous architect. And our last event in history, on this date in 1961, Bob Dylan recorded his first album in a single day for $400. Sounds pretty cheap when you think about how much it probably costs today to record an album. And then if you go to the next slide. So today, something special that's coming up today is, you were right on the track with that movie. If you can click it when it comes back on the screen. There you go.
Two kinds of people, Dad. The ones who have a B-bot and the ones who don't.
Hey, guys.
Oh, sorry, I'm in your shot.
Oh, I have a filter for that.
Really? You need a B-bot to have a social life?
Yeah, Dad, kind of.
I don't want you addicted to some device. Yeah, no.
What you want? Oh, Dad, you got me one.
Hi, I'm your best friend out of my box.
Barney, your B-bot is like super weird.
I am Barney's B-bot. Will you come to my secret shed and like him?
No. Okay, Ron, a bunch of your code is missing. You're supposed to know everything about me. Hair, brown. Height, 4'11".
5'11" would be better. Girls would not laugh at you.
Hey! Making friends is what he's for.
Friend request? Friend request.
If he can't do that, he's like literally pointless.
Oh, Rose is pulling my head off. You can't pull his head off. We'll get in trouble.
Okay, I cannot pull his head off. I have no mega safety controls and stuff.
Copy him. Find that code.
Unlock.
I'd better look into that.
You think?
I'm not leaving you behind. They will send you to the Crusher.
We'll go to the Crusher together.
No, crushing is not fun.
Not fun.
We're October.
The Rogue. We don't need anyone else. I currently have one friend.
That is sad and also tragic.
Run for it!
No problem. Are we having fun with me?
No.
Hey, buddy, how's the B-bot?
Both of you, hands where I can see them.
Maybe turn it off and on again.
In there, October 22nd. That's close.
All right, so Lucas said it. It's coming out on October 22nd. Does anyone know what day that is? What do you think?
October 22nd.
So how many days away is that? Do you think that's yesterday or is that tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So that super fun new movie comes out tomorrow. So Mr. Charles, we go to the next slide. And that's actually our question. Would you want to go see Ron Goes Wrong or Ron Gone Wrong? Would you guys go see that movie? You would, Lucas? I figured you might say yes. I think I would too. I see lots of yeses. Sounds good to me. It'll be a good, fun event for all of us. All right, and next slide, Mr. Charles. Birthdays for the month of October. Most of these have already gone by, or nope, this week. So we have our friend Coty, who had a birthday on the 17th, and our friend, nope, Colin had a birthday on the 17th. Coty had a birthday, or has a birthday, on the 25th with his friend Debbie. How fun! And that actually ends our birthdays and my section of Tiger Zoom News, or transition Zoom News.
All right, and you know what? After that, how do we even follow that? I got to think of what Mr. Eric says to wrap it up, because this is the end of our TTN news segment. And remember, today is always a great day to go out and roar. I think that's what Mr. Eric says. Hope you guys are doing great. Lucas, thanks for joining in today. You did an excellent job. We're always happy to see your face and hear your voice. To any of our friends enjoying this at home from the recording, hope you're doing well as well. And we look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, Charles.
See you, Lucas. Have a good day, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.